WBAY TV, your first alert station. Action 2 News This Morning live stream starts now.
Hey there, great to have you hopping on our live stream with us here, Action 2 News this morning, 7:05. I'm Tammy Elliott, and we know that you all have been thinking about that missing 3-year-old boy in Two Rivers and waking up this morning hoping for any bit of information. We have team coverage this morning. We have been following the story very closely. The Amber Alert for Elijah Vue in Two Rivers. We have Emerson Lehman there this morning, also Emily Roberts in Two Rivers. Emerson, want to start with you this morning, and just people waiting for any sort of information or word that will help bring him home safely.
Yeah, absolutely, Tammy. This is a story that has just taken over not only the community here in Two Rivers, but northeastern Wisconsin, the whole state really zoning in and wanting to see if Elijah Vue will be found. We're coming up on 48 hours since he was last seen. That was on Tuesday morning at roughly 8 a.m. on Mishicot Road here in Two Rivers. Police have been searching with the Department of Justice. They've been searching all types of different areas here throughout the community. There's been community members that have been searching as well, all trying to do their part to help. And as you said, Tammy, people waking up with questions. Unfortunately, a lot of those questions still have not been answered. Police did hold a press conference last night. Two Rivers Police Chief Ben Minert telling the community that they haven't given up hope, and they shared this important message for people that have been following along.
We continue our efforts. I want to emphasize the importance of remaining vigilant and proactive. Additionally, I want to remind everyone to please refrain from spreading rumors and false information. This can hinder our search efforts for Elijah.
And they have been following up on all of those search efforts as they continue to try and locate Elijah. And there have been reports of businesses that have been helping out with the search efforts as community members do so as well. We're told hundreds of community members, not only from here in Two Rivers, but throughout the region, showed up over the last 2 days to help in those search efforts. We saw reports of businesses providing food and beverages as those efforts continue. The whole community really trying to rally together to bring this young boy home. And our team coverage continuing with Emily Roberts. She's live at St. Peter the Fisherman Catholic Church, where a vigil was held last night. Emily, the community really coming together to try and find Elijah.
Absolutely, Emerson. Devastation and heartbreak is turning into so much action. Every hour that passes, more people are getting involved. Dozens lighting candles and praying for Elijah's safe return.
Let us not give up, for hope knows no end.
The church's parking lot filled with people leaning on one another for support during a vigil as the search for Elijah nears the 2-day mark. This after hundreds searched the woods, along the river, and through neighborhoods near where Elijah went missing. Vigil organizer Tori Weaver says community members, businesses, and churches throughout Manitowoc County donated things like candles, coffee, and cups. It's just one example of people banding together as everyone crosses their fingers Elijah is okay.
Everybody wants to do something, but we don't know where to help. So I figured this would be the best way to at least help the community and, put the good vibes out there and prayers for him, and maybe he can feel it.
The organizer says she might hold more vigils for Elijah in the future. So, of course, our Action 2 News team will be first to alert you if we learn about any more community gatherings, and also as soon as we learn any more information about where Elijah might be. So many giving hearts are standing together during this difficult time. Emerson?
Absolutely, Emily. And as those search efforts continue, Elijah's family doing all that they can to try and remain hopeful. They're waiting patiently for answers from law enforcement as those search efforts continue. We spoke with Elijah's uncle yesterday, who says, again, the family just trying to support one another and remain close, remain together as they hope that their young nephew can be brought home safely.
We're extremely worried. We're all emotional at the moment, and we we don't want to think about the bad stuff that may possibly have happened to him, and we're hopeful.
And we do want to show you Elijah's photo one more time here. We can't really show you it enough as these search efforts continue. Police wanting people to remain vigilant, keep your eyes open for anything that you may see. Elijah seen right here in this photo. He's 3 feet tall, weighs 45 pounds, and was last seen wearing gray pants, red and green dinosaur slippers, and possibly carrying a red and white blanket. It's also important to note he has a birthmark on his left knee. Again, police asking people to keep their eyes open, remain vigilant. If you have any information, contact the state tip line, that number on your screen as well. It's 844-267-6648. This community really hoping and praying, Tammy, that young Elijah Vue can be brought home safely.
Absolutely. Emerson, thank you. And we should let all of you know that we don't know when the next police briefing will be. Again, Emerson talked about that last night. You heard that sound from the police chief there in Two Rivers. So we'll keep you up to date. As soon as we get any information on that, we'll pass it along to you and keep you up to date on that search for Elijah. All right, talking now about something big, a big story in De Pere, the Unified School District of De Pere. So, you know, the April elections just about 5 weeks away, and the school district is working to educate voters about a referendum that will be on the ballot. Kristen Allen, you've been closely following that and joining us now in our newsroom. Tell us, there's a meeting today. So what's happening with this?
Well, there's several meetings happening right up through the election in April. There's been a couple meetings so far, and there's still several more left to go. One of those meetings happens to be today. It's virtually, and it's at noon. And some of these meetings have been in person, some have been virtual, and they've been at all different times. So really trying to reach the community in as many ways as possible. And the reason that they're holding these meetings is to really continue to hammer this message about why this referendum is needed. An operational referendum is going on the April ballot, and it's for $4.75 million for 5 years, non-recurring. And so that money from that referendum would go toward things like personnel salaries, support staff salaries. It would go towards technology, security, a lot of different things. And the district says that if this referendum does not pass, that there will be certain cuts, such as they'll have to increase class sizes and reduce some of its staff. They will have to reduce healthcare offerings for the staff there. They will have to reduce mental health services for students. So a lot is on the line. And they are pretty confident that this will pass based on research and surveys that were done, but they really want people to understand why this is necessary.
And then how can people attend that meeting today, Kristen?
Well, as I mentioned, this one today is virtual, so we do have a link on our website, WBAY.com, where you can go to and you can just click a simple link to log on to today's meeting. There's also a listing of the upcoming times for the meetings that are happening through April.
All right, Kristen, thank you. We'll continue to follow that. Kristen's been on this, talking about this De Pere referendum since the very beginning. Appreciate it, Kristen. All right, let's talk now about our weather with Chief Meteorologist Steve Balin. I'm going to scoot on over to the big weather wall with you there, Steve.
Take the stroll across the studio and join me.
Look at Sturgeon Bay this morning.
Yeah, you can see all the broken ice there in the marina. There's some sun. Do you see in the distance that kind of blurry?
Yeah. Is that fog?
It's a little bit of thin freezing fog. It's kind of hazy. From Door County and across the bay, it's not like it's really thick, but visibility is dropping down to about maybe 5, 6, 9 miles there in Marinette. And with temperatures below freezing, we can't rule out a couple isolated slick spots. I know Catherine's been keeping an eye on that in first alert traffic, and some of those slick spots have extended down into Kewaunee County. But for the most part, it's a quiet start to the day. A little haze along the lakeshore. But really, today is almost like yesterday's twin.
Those temperatures. I mean, I had a winter coat all day yesterday. Because I mean, when we're starting our day, it's chilly.
Right.
I mean, it's 26 degrees right now. But then look at the highs and the sun comes out. I mean, it's unbelievably warm.
My wife and I had a wonderful walk yesterday, all through the neighborhood. And it will be about as warm for whatever you like to do outside. A high of 56, sunshine, a little cooler, though, by the Lake Michigan shoreline. We should talk about all this here with First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. And you can see that, Marinette, Door County down towards Manitowoc, highs will be in the upper 40s to about 50, but then you get a few miles inland.
Yeah,
and
look
then,
at that. Oh my gosh, Wapaka's almost up to 60 there.
And like I wanted to put in the big 6-0
Right,
when I was
right.
typing it in the keyboard, but I was just 59 is probably where it stops. But regardless, our inland high temperatures are going to be about 25 degrees warmer than average because we should be seeing highs around the freezing mark. 31 is like the normal high temperature. But I would expect weather like that tomorrow. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, no, I'm not ready for that.
you said you're bringing that winter coat regardless.
I know, I have it. I'll be ready.
So kudos to you.
Yeah.
Much colder air comes in tomorrow with a blustery north wind. That's our next weather maker. So while we've got 20s and 30s in our area to the north, oh boy, yeah, single digits both above and below 0. So there's a cold front up there, and that boundary is going to be pushing south towards us. And as it does get here tomorrow morning around this time, we're not going to see tomorrow's temperatures going up. In fact, they may even go down and then hold steady in the upper 20s. So we'll have clouds, a couple flurries, and then some sun tries to break loose in the afternoon. But the wind,
Oh, is that coming back?
it's going to be biting.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
You ever see those memes on Facebook? It's like, why do I live where the air stings my face?
That's going to be tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Northeast winds will be gusting around 20, 25 miles an hour. And so even though it'll be sitting in the upper 20s, wind chills tomorrow will be in the teens.
Wow.
This is a huge change compared to 50s yesterday and today.
And that's when I think we feel it the most, right? When we have these drastic changes in just one day. There's
Right.
no, slow incline, slow decline. No.
Big swing.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is as quick of a swing that is, the cold air doesn't stick around.
Okay.
We go back into the 40s and 50s early next week. By the time we get into Tuesday, we're so close to 60. There's that 5-9. So close to typing in that 60.
Yes.
And along with that warm up next week, Tuesday night, there may be some thunderstorms. Followed by rain switching over to some mixed precipitation and some snow as we go into Wednesday. So temperatures up and down all over that First Alert 7-day forecast.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. I'm moving on over here. Talking with Aisha at the First Alert Safety Desk here. So this is a pretty important story. We talk a lot about SIDS with babies, and you had a new study overnight that talked about babies that unexpectedly die and that they're not in a safe place where they're sleeping.
Yeah, and what they found is a lot of these babies, not only were they not sleeping in a safe place to begin with, at night, there were other instances, maybe nap time or other instances where they were around their home or with a caretaker where they were not in a safe place or sleeping in a safe way. And this is kind of an umbrella of data because they looked at 23 different states, including Wisconsin, which I was glad to see that they were able to pull some of the numbers for us. And you guys can take the information if you want to. So this, again, 23 different jurisdictions. We say jurisdictions, but it's states. And they found 3 in 5 babies were sharing a bed, couch, or chair. This is, with either humans or an animal even, or they were just, again, not sleeping in a safe place. We talk about SIDS, like you said, but this could be any situation, a health issue like SIDS, something unexpected, or they've either suffocated or were strangled by something in their crib or where they were sleeping. That's why it's so important. And with this study, they did it. They said they did it because they want to reiterate how important it is to maybe tell healthcare providers to have that conversation maybe with new parents, make sure they are looking into not only where the baby is sleeping, but how they're sleeping and giving them those tips. New parents are stressed out enough. What can they do to make sure that their baby is sleeping?
Yes, and I know you share all of this on social media, so hopefully parents will share that too. So just so important to get that information out there. Are you talking about
No, that was it. We do have the other story, but I think we've run out of time.
Taxes.
Finances and taxes. Who wants to talk about that? But it'll be online.
I don't want to talk about taxes. All right, so before we go, again, obviously the big story that we have been covering, missing 3-year-old Elijah Vue in 2 Rivers. And we are continuing to follow this. Again, we've had our team coverage. We had Emerson and Emily. Emily been up there for a second day now. So Elijah Vue in 2 Rivers, missing here. The state tip line, police say they continue to follow up on every tip that they have. So definitely if you have any tips, you should call that state tip line right there. They have said if they have been searching the woods, neighborhoods, parks, and they're ensuring everybody they've not given up hope to bring Elijah home. And so we will continue following that as well here and keep our team on this. And again, we don't know when the next police briefing will be, when we'll get any updated information. We'll of course continue following that and keep you up to date on that. And I know
I just wanted to say one thing about this, Tammy. I think a lot of people have been hearing, various theories and ideas about this story. And we just want to remind you that, as journalists, it's our duty to report what's official and what's been confirmed.
Glad you're bringing that up.
Right.
That's
how we feel that that's the right way to do it.
Right. It's our job to be thorough. We can't just flippantly throw any information on air. It's just to be
And then also with that press conference that they held last night, they did not take any questions after.
Right.
We were showing you sound bites from that. You can watch the entire thing online. I believe we have that posted. But yeah, we weren't allowed to ask any questions. They didn't take questions. They just gave us an update. So again, we'll keep you updated on that. We know you're waiting for the very latest information, and we have our team continuing to cover that, just definitely hoping for the best for any news on Elijah. So we're going to get you guys ready for our on-air update during Good Morning America. I'll take a couple minutes here behind the scenes to get ready and wish you all a good Thursday morning. Take care.